So it was just obvious. There are religious wars. There are those who, swear by waters and those who swear by Agilent, and sometimes they have enough clout that they, one group of Agilent over here and another group of waters over there. That happens. But the tendency is to go to a single instrument supplier. And that, of course, is where it's difficult for competition. If Agilent wants to take business away from waters, they have to find a very, very good reason why the customer should get rid of their waters instruments and buy Agilent instruments and retrain all of their lab technicians. It's a shock to the system. So that's an issue. The one thing which Agilent has done, the 1290, which is, I believe, probably the highest performance LC on the market for today, is so good that you can make it emulate. Oh, okay, there was another point. Two LCs are never the same. So if you run an analysis on one LC and then run the same sample on another LC, the chromatogram chromatograms will not be identical. They'll look a bit different. The problem there is that when pharmaceutical companies make their submission to the FDA, they provide chromatographic information and chromatograms, and they get their authorization to sell the product based upon that. If they then FDA inspector comes in and then they look at the chromatograms and they're now being done on a different instrument and they look different from the original ones that were submitted, they're in trouble. Or they have to go through a complex process to prove equivalence, that on this other LC they're actually getting the same results as they originally got on the first LC in the development of their submission to the FDA. So that's another issue. Switching is not just lab technician training, but it can eventually be a resubmission to the FDA to show that the new instrument gives the same results as the old one. So, in pharmaceutical particularly, there are huge barriers to change. The point I was going to make with the 1290 is it can emulate other LCs. So you can tell the 1290, pretend or behave like a water's acuity. So the chromatogram you will get out of 1290 will be identical to the chromatogram you would have got out of the acuity. So from the FDA point of view, no problem. It looks the same, no problem. So the shifting problem, or the migration problem, is negated. And I think that's an opportunity, two opportunities. One is with the 1290 you can emulate other LCs and make them look the same. So the migration issue and chromatograms is gone. And then you look at the software control. If software, for example, lots of pharmaceutical labs have Empower. And it used to be the problem that Empower did not control Agilent LCs. So again, if you wanted to switch to Agilent LCs, you would have to also change the data system. Again, that's something that I work on. Is Empower now has control for Agilent instruments. So you could actually change all your instrument base, but leave the Empower software in place and still run everything. But the software is where the most familiarity is for the user, for the technician. And of course, it goes the other way around. It's been important for Agilent to build in control of Waters instruments and others into Agilent software. So this multi-vendor control capability in software is also very, very important to lower the barriers for a customer to change.
Okay. Well, we only have a few minutes left, and I guess I wanted to ask you your impressions of the current CEO, Mike McMullen.
So I've known Mike for a long time. I actually met him in Japan 25 years ago. He was seconded to Japan as a controller there. His background is finance, obviously. And he then became the general manager for the Wilmington division, which is the gas chromatography division. And